Welcome to the Get Fit Guys, quick and dirty tips to slim down and shape up. In today's episode, you're going to learn about 3 ways to use something called natural movement to boost athleticism and fitness. I've recently been immersed in a bit of summer reading, specifically this book called Natural Born Heroes: How a Daring Band of Misfits Mastered the Lost Secrets of Strength and Endurance. In the book, author Chris McDougall, who you may recognize as the same author of the book Born to Run, travels to the Mediterranean to research the tale of a band of resistance fighters in World War II who plotted the daring abduction of a German general from the heart of the Nazi occupation. While there, he discovers that the secrets of ancient Greek heroes are still alive and well in the razor-sharp mountains on the tiny island of Crete and ready to be unleashed in the muscles and minds of casual athletes and aspiring heroes everywhere. Well, in this story, McDougall discovers and describes fitness skills like natural movement, efficient endurance, and fat-burning nutrition, skills that are still practiced in far-flung pockets throughout the world today, but that we often don't experience too much in our modern culture of health clubs, Nautilus machines, elliptical trainers, and detox spas. Well, now that I'm almost finished with the book, I've been researching just a bit more about this whole natural movement thing. In last week's episode called Why You Need to Exercise Outdoors, I discussed a few of these natural movement principles like strongman training and farmer style training, and why you need to exercise in places other than a conventional, polluted, stale gym setting. And I also recently interviewed Chris McDougall over on my Ben Greenfield Fitness podcast. You can listen into that episode at bengreenfieldfitness.com/heroes. But in this week's episode, I'm going to teach you even more about how to use natural movement to build athleticism and fitness very, very quickly, and to gain coordination skills that will serve you well the rest of your life. If you want to be a modern-day athlete who can hone ancient skills to be ready for anything, this episode is for you. So prepare to get inspired to leave the gym and take your fitness routine to nature, to climb, swim, skip, throw, and jump your way to your own heroic feats. So let's start here. What is natural movement? Well, the concept of using natural movement to get fit was pioneered by a guy named Georges Hébert, a French PE teacher and fitness instructor way back in the early 1900s. While he was an officer in the French Navy prior to World War I, Hébert was stationed in the town of Saint-Pierre in Martinique. In 1902, the town fell victim to a catastrophic volcanic eruption, and it was Hébert who coordinated the daring escape and rescue of nearly 700 people from this disaster. Well, this experience had a profound effect on him and inspired him to learn how to combine fitness and athletic skills with courage and altruism, eventually developing this into his personal motto: be strong to be useful. Well, after this experience, Hébert traveled throughout the world, studying the physical development and movement skills of indigenous peoples who move naturally. In Africa, he found tribes who had amazing bodies and were flexible, nimble, skillful, enduring, resistant, but yet had no gyms or personal trainers, just gymnastics-like movements in nature like climbing trees, swimming, sprinting, throwing rocks, and wrestling. Well, when he eventually returned to France, Hébert became a physical instructor for the French Marines, where he began to design his own system of PE, which he called the natural method, a form of movement influenced by Greek gymnasia, German Prussian gymnastics, and even French dancing, and most importantly, a form of movement primarily executed in nature and surrounded by trees, rocks, water, logs, and other obstacles. Sound like a Spartan race, anyone? Well, the natural method promotes the physical qualities of natural asymmetric forms of resistance, like awkward rocks and logs, combined with muscular coordination and speed, being able to walk, run, jump, move on all fours, frontwards, backwards, and sideways, and having the physical ability to climb, to keep balance, to throw, to defend yourself, and to swim. These skills are combined with the mental qualities of courage, coolness under pressure, respect, willpower, and the ability to overcome obstacles like the fear of falling, the fear of jumping across distances, the fear of plunging into cold water, the fear of walking on an unstable surface, etc. Well, a typical natural method training session would actually be composed of exercises belonging to 10 fundamental groups: walking, running, jumping, quadrupedal movement, which is basically crawling, climbing, equilibrium, which is balancing, throwing, lifting, defending, which is wrestling and boxing, and swimming. So a training session might consist of finding an outdoor park and walking, then jogging, then sprinting, then jumping, then crawling, then climbing on something like a park bench or playground equipment or a tree, balancing on a fence or swing set, picking up a rock and carrying that rock, tussling with a workout partner or maybe your dog, and if any water is around, swimming. During something like parkour, a movement practice that I actually first described in the Get Fit Guy episode, 5 Ways to Get Smarter While You Exercise. And this might consist of doing everything spontaneously with a group of friends on some unspecified route through a park, a forest trail, or even an urban environment like a skateboard park. And during an outdoor boot camp or nature workout, this might all be organized into a structured 20 to 60-minute workout. During an obstacle course race, it might even be a timed event that includes pre-built structures like balance beams, ladders, and rope swings. Sounds like fun? Well, you can get started with natural movement with the 3 quick and dirty tips that I'm about to give you. And now here's 3 ways that you can get started with natural movement. Number 1 is to build your own obstacle course. Over the past 2 years, I've transformed the nature trails around my home by adding bungee cords for crawling under, cinder blocks that can be dragged by a chain, old tires to flip, vertical ropes hanging from the trees, horizontal ropes extended from tree to tree, a slack line for balancing, monkey bars, and even targets that can be used for spear throwing, bow shooting, or throwing rocks. Sure, you need a bit of space to build something like this, but even in my tiny quarter-acre rancher home that I lived in prior to moving to the larger space I'm in now, my backyard was full of logs and rocks for lifting, an agility ladder for practicing fast foot movements, a pull-up bar, and much of the other equipment I describe in the Get Fit Guy episode, How to Train Like an American Ninja Warrior. Number 2, you can join a class at websites like AmericanParkour.com, 3run.co.uk, ParkourGenerations.com, and even by simply Googling the name of your city plus the word parkour, you can find groups of athletes engaged in a form of natural movement that was all inspired by the work of Georges Hebert, who I mentioned earlier, and who obviously has a hard name to pronounce. Expect to show up at a class with an instructor who can teach you the basic moves like gracefully leaping over a park bench, all the way up to more advanced moves like scaling a 10-foot wall or climbing on top of a swing set and balancing in a squat pose. The sky's the limit. Number 3, develop courage. No discussion of natural movement would be complete without an emphasis on learning the mental principles such as slight amounts of fearlessness, combined with respect and law-abiding, of course, and the willingness to suffer. Simple things you can do every day to build courage include taking a cold shower or a cold bath, saying hi to a complete stranger, going on a run or a walk in a new area you're not too familiar with, and just be safe or take a buddy. Learn to fight by taking a local grappling, MMA, or boxing class. Sign up for an open mic night, go cliff jumping or even skydiving, or ride your bike down a steep hill. You get the idea. There's plenty of ways to go outside your comfort zone and live life on the edge. While you should be smart and safe, of course, you should also be willing to accept the fact that anytime you're building courage, there can be a risk of getting hurt, getting embarrassed, getting lost, or getting uncomfortable. In our modern era of leather seats, climate control, a ho-hum daily routine, and comfortable, fabricated exercise machines at the gym, this may be just what we need every now and again. Wouldn't you agree? Well, if you have your own natural movement thoughts to add, be sure to visit the Get Fit Guy Facebook page and join the discussion there. And until next time, I'm Ben Greenfield, the Get Fit Guy, asking you, what are you waiting for? Go get fit.